Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on a weekend with another PIEA week number 2 in the playoffs. We're going into this first map. We've seen both of these teams perform amazingly. Cheltenham versus Henderson going into our first map on Ascent. Seems like we're going to be getting some pretty unusual compositions, running that Reyna and the Fade on the side of Cheltenham, but Henderson, that would be who is running that Reyna Fade, kind of off meta, along with the Rays, which you do see sometimes. But Lyle, why don't you give me your thoughts on these compositions we're seeing?
I really like Cheltenham's idea of pulling out the Viper. It's something we saw from Loud in the regular season of VCT. They pulled out the Viper. I believe it was Tui's maybe playing the Viper. But it is a really cool idea on Ascent, and I'm interested to see how they pull that off. I also think that Henderson's comp of the Rays Reyna Fade is going to work pretty well. Just seems like they're going to be a lot more fast-paced than the Cheltenham composition.
I agree. That's like a really good way to say it. You know, you have that Viper, which definitely can put Hannah Montana off those main angles where you're going to see her being put up. However, something we do see here is Dem. He was not playing last time we saw this team playing in the main season, so maybe they're running a substitute, but I don't know how big of a deal that's going to be since he is playing that sentinel position, considering the fact that Richard Nixon, we've seen him switching from that initiator to that sentinel multiple times throughout the regular season. I don't know how big of a deal it's going to be playing with the sub, however, it could be rough.
I think I'm just very excited to see how this pans out. I mean, it is Cheltenham defending, right?
I do believe so, yes.
So it looks like, just based off this, they have a pretty big advantage. They have a very defense-sided comp, and Ascent already being a very defense-sided map. They should be looking for, at minimum a 7-5 half, but ideally like a 9-3. I mean, they've got the Viper and the Cypher to try and shut down everything that's going on.
I mean, yeah, but you also have to think about it, like, most of these players, their roles don't totally matter, because Hannah Montana, I don't think we've seen him on any other characters this entire season, yet he is being dominating on this Reyna pick, along with Blueberry, who, the Rays isn't too good, but it's like, doesn't really matter when you can drop 30 kills.
I mean, already it's a bit of a mistake from Cheltenham. They're throwing out the Omen smoke and the Viper wall at the same time, and Omen just lurking up through tree, gonna actually die. But here comes the hit, or they're gonna cancel. I'm not quite sure what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's kind of weird how they had 2 people rush the site, and then the rest of the team just backed off. And Hannah Montana doesn't back off with the rest of the team. She's making space that just cannot be collected. And you see that in prime example here, where she's able to find those kills. And honestly, if there was a second player to support him, if Richard Nixon stayed by, the KO also would have been taken down. But luckily, the spike has been planted. Going into a 1v2 situation, will Baby Soul be able to create this comeback? I mean, it's possible, but
we'll have to wait and see. I think there's just a bit of miscommunication there on the side of Henderson. The rotate coming out while Hannah Montana was still pushing. That was a bit weird.
And it looks like Cheltenham is going to use their utility relatively early here, trying to find Baby Soul. However, none of it's actually going to detect him. Baby Soul getting one and then getting taken down, bringing that first pistol round in the favor of Cheltenham. Looking really good.
Yeah, they're looking strong, but I'm still just a bit confused on what the call was. Sending one up through tree and then one just onto the A site and the rest of the team leaving. I still don't understand that. But I hope that we can see some good team play ideas coming out of them, because I think if the composition is played to its strengths, they can just absolutely dominate the Cheltenham defense.
Honestly, I agree completely here. Cheltenham having a bit of a B setup with a couple people on A. It would be definitely a good thing if we saw Sunrising here able to find a kill. However, the setup isn't really made for him. It's doesn't look great since the tripwire is behind him, but we'll see.
Oh, he's gonna get caught out by these tree players soon enough, though.
He is able to find one. Sunrising taken down Dem on the entry, and he's just able to sneak into main.
Yeah, this is huge now. Full control of main.
Silence.
One enemy remaining.
He's just choosing to wrap around through Cat. I'm not sure what gun he has, but he should have picked something up from the Killjoy. Or
Yeah, it's
not.
only a classic. Yeah, it's
Maybe
a
Killjoy
weird
didn't buy.
play. Yeah. Unable to find any damage onto Hannah Montana, bringing that second round almost flawlessly, only losing a single player on the entry, which definitely looks good. And as we can see, Haverford, like, I don't totally understand what's happening here, because Sunrising in previous matches, we do not see him as a sentinel player. He's usually been going for very aggressive plays, specifically on the Phoenix. But for him to switch over to a Cypher pick shows how confident he is on his defensive ability. So we'll have to just wait and see how well this can really go into this half. But right now, it just doesn't look too good.
Yeah, but it looks like Henderson are going to be walking right into a 3-stack on the A site here. So Cheltenham might be able to win this quite easily. But it just depends on if Henderson decides to commit here or not. But there are still some weak guns on the side of Cheltenham. And we have a Spectre and a Sheriff. That's not ideal on your buy round. I'm not sure what happened with the economy.
I mean, yeah, Henderson, it looks like they don't have a full idea of where they want to commit yet, which is fine. But when you only have 55 seconds, you know, you gotta start slowing. You gotta not start slowing. Start speeding up that push. Looks like they know that.
5-man through tree. This is a very rare idea on the attack side, but Cheltenham is fully aware that this is coming. The kills are going to be coming out instantly, and Cosley's going to find 2. It's not looking good for Henderson.
Blueberry coming in on the flank through mid, finding 2 onto Demon Richard Nixon. Will he go for the 30? Tries to find it, unable to get the kill at first, but it looks like the pinch is coming out, and Cosley going to take a triple kill to end that round and bring them on the board.
Yeah, Cheltenham read that attack very well. They knew exactly where Henderson were, and Henderson just taking too much time and not really having an idea, as you said, on where they wanted to end there and getting punished for it. I mean, there was like 3 people waiting for them in tree room. So Henderson just needs to have more of an idea on what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to switch it up now and head towards the B site. But Cheltenham looks to be reading this, sending 3 towards the B side.
Yeah, especially when it's your Viper and Cypher, you know, pushing into that is going to be difficult. We'll see how well Hannah Montana can use that Lear, those dismisses to her best ability to try and find this, but obviously there's the first onto Blueberry. Like, that looks good.
But instantly traded out now. The Omen also traded. Will they realize that the Viper and Cypher are both on B and head towards the A site? It looks like that's the idea. The Omen and Raze now walking up Cat. Looks like they might decide to go through tree, or they're gonna pinch market.
I mean, you gotta think about it in the logistics here. We haven't seen Cypher yet, so they're going to want to be weary here. Henderson knows that if they push into this, as seen in previous rounds, they're going to lose at least 1 person. And Sunrising is very good at using those weird angles, hiding in corners, finding that first pick on the entry.
Yeah, I thought they should have heard the rotate off of A. I mean, when we were spectating the Raze, we heard it, so I'm not sure why they didn't instantly head over towards A, but it looks like now the Omen's going to be making his way over there. But the rest of Henderson is on B.
Yeah, it looks like they're just faking.
And the plant comes out. It's a 1v3, but it is a 1v1 on site.
Dead has the utility to just at least hold him off that spike. You use that paranoia, it's going to force him off, but
oh, that was a very good TP. Just TPing on a gen.
Yeah.
That was pretty well played, but Henderson, I think still the communication is a bit faulty here. I mean, sure, you can call the fake, but they were undecided for most of that round on what they were going to do. I mean, Omen was sitting on Cat for probably a good 40 seconds, just waiting for something to happen, and Ray's just in bottom mid. I think the communication needs to be worked on, definitely, because once Cheltenham starts realizing that Henderson's not exactly sure on what they're doing, I think they'll be able to punish them.
I agree. However, Cheltenham, at least in my experience, is one of, if not the best teams in this league for communication. Just due to the fact that none of their players are extremely flashy or extremely proficient with weaponry, but they're extremely well at playing off each other like they're using the utility to find a kill, and then Richard Nixon backing it up, finding that second. While I don't know about you, but they look like a very strong team and a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, both of these teams look pretty strong. Although, currently Cheltenham is just kind of getting ran over on their eco. I mean, they still look pretty good in some of these rounds. I mean, still, I think this is going to be a very close match. Although Henderson, taking this early advantage on the attack side is definitely favorable for them, because they are running a more attack-sided composition with the double duelist.
I mean, you're right. Okay, I'll give you that. But like, it was a bit of a save round, we saw Watergate have a really good raise nade at the start, and Richard Nixon with the Odin was just able to back it up. But I don't think that that's really going to cause too much of a problem for Cheltenham going into these future rounds, since they look good. They aren't losing most of their rounds by extreme pushovers, and unless they don't have a Cypher or a Viper, they will get run down because of the firepower we see from Hannah Montana. But
well, now I do not like this play from Cheltenham here, using the Viper's Pit and still keeping 3 on B. That instantly pushes them to A, which is now their weak site because of the choice. And this should be easily punished by Henderson. Kind of a big blunder there from Cheltenham.
I agree, especially since Baby Soul is playing an A main with only a judge. If this gets to a long-range fight for him, he loses that 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and Cheltenham is aware that this hit is coming, but Henderson just taking their time.
Richard Nixon trying to hold that door, but whether or not he's actually going to be able to spot Blueberry is still to be seen.
Yeah, they still don't know about this KO in A main, though. His positioning is huge here.
I mean, it's a 3v3. It's definitely winnable unless Hannah Montana does that, bringing another kill onto the board. And the Viper isn't even on the site yet. Baby Soul has been playing in A main for so long, unable to support his teammates due to his weaponry. It just doesn't. I don't understand this. Maybe you were right.
And Henderson getting a pretty clean round. It seemed as if Cheltenham didn't really know what to do once they took the A main control. I think the judge was really what cost them there. Because if that was a Vandal on the KO, he was able to peek out and probably get at least 2. I mean, they had no idea he was there for most of that. I mean, they started thinking that somebody could be A main pretty late into the post plant. But I think he could have really capitalized on his position there if he had a better gun.
And I don't understand. Okay, going into this next round, we're gonna see some ults getting used from Cheltenham, that's for sure. But I just don't totally understand why we see Blueberry with a Vandal when he has that Blade Storm and we're 6 rounds in. I don't know. I feel like you use it and you can relatively easily find a second Blade Storm by the end of the half, and that would definitely save your eco, but I don't know, that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, he might be wanting to save it for a save round, but there, he's going to get punished anyway. The Odin on Richard Nixon, and Hannah Montana finding one as well. Looks like we're just going to see an A hit coming out. Unstoppable, it looks like Henderson right now, just dominating Cheltenham.
And Blueberry looking, yeah, he did not look like that was going to work. Sunrising getting taken down, and Richard Nixon just pushing in, trying to find more. Cozily, the last remaining player, trying to make a stand, trying to make a statement that Cheltenham cannot be pushed around so easily, but that statement will not come today with a flawless round coming out for Henderson. I just don't understand what's happening here, Lyle. What's going wrong? Where does this look bad the most, in your opinion?
I think it's just sort of the decision making on Cheltenham's part. They're making a lot of very questionable decisions and not really playing off of each other to their strengths. I mean, we're seeing Cypher and Viper on the same site, and I'm not sure that's what you want to do, because Viper on her own can hold a site pretty well, but then you're putting her with the Cypher, and that ruins a lot of her potential. I mean, they're leaving A site weak every round, and that's been punished so many times. But here we have the double hold from the Viper and Cypher, and they should be able to stop this B hit. They really should. This is a very important round. This is testing the defense from Cheltenham. I didn't even realize that this is an eco though.
Henderson already able to find that first kill, taking down the first controller, and it just doesn't look possible. They used one ult in this entire round, and it was from the shadows. And Cheltenham has had 4 ults for the past 2 rounds, not using a single one. I think that might be a major problem. I mean, we saw Blade Storm, but it was used way too aggressively. I
mean, the Blade Storm needed to be popped there, but unfortunately just not able to get any value out of it. And now they're instantly going to go back to this A hit, and we're still not seeing a good defensive switch up here. The Viper and Cypher still on the same side of the map instead of switching one over to the A site. Hopefully KO can pop off the null command here to stop this hit, giving enough time for his team to rotate. But it's really going to depend on how well this KO and Omen can hold the site. And it's going to be another fast hit from Henderson here.
And not much to protect them. Baby Soul looking for a lineup. We'll see how well that lands. But besides that, Waterbolt is just going to be able to push through, and Watergate just finds that first kill with the showstopper. I mean, what do you even do there? You have to have more support. Blueberry has to be playing in tree because it was already smoked off, and it just doesn't work.
The null command had to be popped as soon as he saw the Razor go off. That was a big mistake there. He could have instantly stopped the entry and found the kill, but instead he just takes the death to the showstopper, opening up the round for Henderson.
I mean, there's the first eye. We'll see how well that works. Kozley able to find the first. Watergate's going to be able to trade that out immediately. What is happening? Beetlejohn spraying through smokes. This might be the round where the comeback comes through. 3 kills on Beetlejohn, but 3 HP as well. And Beetlejohn finds a 4th, bringing multiple rounds on the side of Cheltenham, giving them a bit, maybe a time to make that comeback possible.
Yeah, Cheltenham, I mean, they realistically need to win every round in this half here. It's going to be very hard on the attack side for them because they have a very slow composition for attacking. And so they need every defensive round possible at this point. They need a 5-7 half. Anything less than that is very bad for their position here.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. You have a Cypher, which I guess is good for watching the flank. But besides that, what do you even use it for? In the Viper Omen just doesn't work as well as it does on the defense, on the attack. So I just don't totally understand how a comeback could be mounted. But I would like to see it, since at least a somewhat comeback, since I did get 13-0'd by Cheltenham, so it'd be a little bit embarrassing for me if the team who I got absolutely destroyed by starts losing as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen in the previous matchup between Henderson and Cheltenham that it was very close, so I'm a bit confused as to why this is so dominant on Henderson's side here.
That is a really good question. Why,
we're 2 points away from the Killjoy ult as well, so this should be another round going to Henderson very soon.
It just doesn't make sense why the Cypher is playing in mid. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can use the trip to stop mid, but besides that, there is the null command. Dead finding 2 on that entry. I mean, both rounds in the best 2, we've seen both Omens getting significant damage towards the enemy's economy, and it keeps getting bigger.
Get that?
One enemy remaining.
How did Dead through the floor, I think?
Yeah, a headshot wallbang through the floor. That was an incredible shot from Dead.
That's going to be
My lord, it does not look good.
No,
Lyle, what
Henderson
happens?
they look to be absolutely unstoppable currently. I mean, Cheltenham getting lucky finding that second round with Beetlejohn just absolutely going crazy. But you can't expect that every round from your Omen of all players. You need that from your Jet. You need your Jet to be dominating in middle, but that's not happening. Instead, we have Cypher playing passive in Pizza. But really, like you said, I'm not sure why. I mean, normally you just have the Cypher trip there and then he moves off onto another site. But instead, now we have two people playing in mid on Cheltenham.
I mean, even when there are the Cypher and the Viper holding B, it still doesn't look good. It still seems like Cheltenham just gets slowed down and brought to their knees immediately. Like right here, Dead already finding Cozily with that from the shadows, able to get into Boathouse.
Oh, do they know about this Cypher though? I don't think they do.
But even if he gets one kill, there's no way he finds two at 30 HP, right?
Player standing.
Oh no, Sunrising needed to play Trigger Discipline there. Unfortunately, just not having it. And it's gonna be... Now, the KO can't afford to save. He's gonna have to go for it, but he has a Spectre and a Classic against 3 rifles.
And it looks like Hannah Montana once more unable to find it. The overaggression will give Baby Soul the first kill, bringing him down to 54 HP, however, and only a Spectre. He's going to be able to pick up the Phantom, but Lyle, this it doesn't look good.
I mean, this should not be winnable for Baby Soul unless Henderson really messes this up. But they won't. They're gonna find the kill, bringing it 2-9. They look to be taking this. I mean, they have a Killjoy ult for next round. It should be 2-10 in this half. They just have to pop it and take the site. I mean, you can't stop it. They have no utility to stop this KJ ult.
And economy will not be a problem for Henderson whatsoever. Almost infinite money here, like...
Yeah, I mean, look at
7,000.
Cheltenham's buy, though.
Yeah, that's where I'm really, like, thinking... Yeah, this might not be so winnable. Obviously, we see the Cypher and the Viper being set up on the A site. However, the Killjoy lockdown will come out, and that's going to force them off.
Oh, wait, they cancel the lockdown.
There it is. Oh, wait. There it is.
It's okay. Bit of miscommunication there. I think Omen did not know he was blocking the lockdown. We're going to see the hit coming in a bit early here.
Yeah, 3 seconds left. You want to wait until it's a little bit later, but, you know, they're able to take the site with an extra player to their side.
Now, 4v3 post plant in Henderson's favor, although Hannah Montana is very low.
It doesn't seem like he's opting for taking out the Empress here. It looks like he just wants to play with his regular weaponry. But that's going to heal him up to full.
Nah, it's a 1v4. It's just not winnable for Beetlejuice. Or Beetlejohn. Unfortunately, he's going to take the death, and that's 2-10 in the half.
Switching sides.
Not looking good for Cheltenham.
I mean, okay. It could theoretically be possible if Blueberry starts really stepping up. Maybe we see some really good entries from him and Cheltenham can bring it back. But as it stands, I think they're gonna want to like go to the next map with an open mindset, try and figure things out in between maps here, because it just doesn't seem very good, especially since they're pushing the B site, where we do look and find that there is a Killjoy being set up there, which is definitely going to at least, one would assume, halt the push. Maybe the KO knife will be able to lock that down, take down the utility, but
The Killjoy is relatively alone, I mean, excluding the Fade. This should be a pretty easy site take, and they will take the site now, leaving it to a 4v4 post plant. And looks like Henderson's going to be going for a flood retake. But
Baby Soul right on the door.
Yeah, Baby Soul is ready for Hannah Montana to push there. And they're aware of the main players. It looks like Cheltenham should be taking this round.
That's what you'd expect, but it's never it's never finished until we see that spike
remaining.
tick down to 0. Dead finding that first death, but it is a 1v3. Is this it? Is this where the comeback comes back, or?
I mean, we'll see. Watergate has to peek, and he's just not got enough time. I mean, he's going to find one, but it's not enough. Blueberry finding the shot onto Watergate now. Cheltenham taking the pistol. That was the start to the half, and they needed that. They have to go round by round here. They need to buy up basically every round from here on out. They can't afford a save. So, it's just in Cheltenham's hand now.
I mean, it seems like we're gonna see Henderson wanting to finish this out early. However, multiple sheriffs, multiple marshals being bought on a save round. You usually don't see that, but
They can afford to do it, though.
The end. They really can. They can afford to lose at least 2 more rounds.
Yeah, without things even getting mildly scary, but we're going to see a fast A hit coming out. 3 players here for Henderson, though. Should be able to get some damage in at the bare minimum.
Hannah Montana!
Oh my goodness!
He can't be stopped. He can't be taken down until Beetlejohn comes in, finding that sheriff, bringing that kill. Excessively needed, but Watergate is not going to allow anything. And here it is, Dead, finding the final kill, bringing down Cheltenham. They thought that they would have that round after a bye, but no. Henderson said, we want to close this out early. Lyle, why? Why did Hannah Montana have to bring 2 kills there into this round?
I mean, that was a statement round from Henderson there. Cheltenham just unable to do anything. The aim immaculate from Hannah Montana. Honestly, he could have gotten 4 if there was unlimited bullets in his gun. Just unfortunate that it's a very limited capacity. But Hannah Montana is just a demonic sight hold there, stopping the Cheltenham push instantly, and now bring it to 11-3, and the guns now really in favor of Henderson as well. It's going to be a very tough round for Cheltenham.
Cover going out.
It seems like another A hit is coming out. I would not be expecting that. However, Beetlejohn able to find Watergate. Definitely a necessary kill, but okay, is everyone on this team just insane with the sheriff? Is that what we're getting at?
That was a ridiculous shot. I mean, I'm baffled. That was unbelievable. And the Omen on 2 HP for Cheltenham. I mean, Henderson looked very strong in this round here. The paranoia ready to go out as soon as this push comes in. If I'm Cheltenham, I'm worried.
But at this point, you can't even rotate, because you have Richard Nixon hiding in mid. I don't even know if that would be seen.
Yeah, we have no map control. I mean, they're stuck. They're trying to rotate, but they have no idea what's on the other side of the map here. They have to be wary of every angle.
I mean, if there's the paranoia coming out, I guess you're baiting out some utility, but as soon as that Killjoy turret gets set off by a B push,
30
you
seconds
already know the entire side of Henderson is going to start running. That is a necessary pick, bringing this at least not so far down.
They're trying to run back, though. I'm not sure they're going to have enough time. I mean, Cheltenham... yeah, they're not going to have enough time. There's no way Henderson's going to take this round.
6 seconds remaining. You have to put the spike down, and that is it. There's no time. There's nothing you can do. Baby Soul trying to at least get the plant money. Will it happen? No, he's not. He wants to get that Vandal instead. However, Richard Nixon has other plans, bringing a bit of a save coming from the last remaining player in Kozoli, which...
I mean, Cheltenham just undecided on what they were going to do there, running out the clock. They needed to commit to that B hit, but unfortunately they just didn't believe in themselves with the power they had and on their side, and they were unable to find that round. Now it's 3-12. I mean, this is always winnable, but it's just going to be a very hard task for them to win this game.
And it seems like Cheltenham has learned from their mistakes. They're not pushing through the Omen smoke. Never mind, there it is. However, definitely wasn't the greatest idea to have people mid, as we can see with already an advantage coming out from Henderson in a 4v3 situation.
Yeah, Henderson just looked to be taking this fast, but Cheltenham are finding their way back into this round, now in a 3v2 advantage, but we're going to see a fast push in the flank from Henderson. But Cheltenham is fully aware that this is happening. Cypher's going to just set up in wine. Now, does Henderson expect this position?
I don't think you can. Like, if you are Henderson here, you're going to be thinking, oh, no, they do. That Killjoy is holding that setup so far. First kill comes out. Dem is still holding that angle. But I think the range is going to get caught off. No?
One enemy remaining.
Kozily finding two with the Bulldog. He can't be stopped. You would have thought that the Cypher would have been that extremity, that point that's going to bring back this round. But no, it was Kozily finishing it out. Oh my god, Lyle, what is happening?
Yeah, Kozily was holding a very strange off angle there. There's just no way you expect somebody right there outside of main. And he finds both of them in that position. Very well played by Kozily. And honestly, I think Sun Rising is what won them that round, because they had no idea if he was there or not. But that whole, like, his presence, they not knowing where he was, they had to be worried about Wine. And they were, and that cost them.
I don't know if you saw, but Kozily was actually detected by that Fade Eye. However, it won't matter because a mid push coming out, and it just doesn't. Sunrising gonna use that Neural Theft, very needed to understand where the enemy players are. However, is it enough? It seems like it will be, but
yeah, they should know that only one is left on A, and that they are in A main. Should be able to get the plant off in the Viper's pit. This is a favorable post plant as well with the null command. But it really just depends on how they play this, and that is devastating.
Watergate with a classic, finishing off the mid player. One more in tree. Will he be spotted? No, he will not. Baby Soul will find one. Finding two. Will this be it? Baby Soul with the clutch, bringing 3 rounds. Oh my god, this half has been insane.
Yeah, I mean, so many close rounds here. Cheltenham just barely winning that. I mean, the kill into the Viper's pit onto Kozily is just devastating for them. And honestly, Kozily, I am shocked because Kozily is iron and is topping the leaderboard currently for this Cheltenham side. I think the Kozily's rank, as you said, is not representative of their skill.
Bro, I told you before this started. Last time we were watching Kozily play, I thought the same thing. Especially since he is a very high level on this account. But it does. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's smurfing. Maybe something else is happening. But it looks like this man has his team on his back, and he's not getting off.
Yeah, and there we go. Cheltenham with a beautiful site take now. Now another good pick onto Dead there. It's going to be a 5v3 post plant, but Watergate finding one there. Showstopper out. Gonna find one on it. And Richard Nixon finding one. This could be falling apart for Cheltenham here. Henderson on the retake. They know Cypher's in main. Kozily going to find Richard Nixon. Now it's up to Watergate. He will take the death. Kozily with the 3k. Just a beautiful hold from Kozily there.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's literally just Kozily. He has won, I think, half of these rounds himself. I genuinely think that has been like half of these rounds that they have won.
It has been, yeah. Kozily is playing incredibly well currently for Cheltenham, keeping them in this game. And now, if I'm Cheltenham, I'm starting to have a little bit of faith. I mean, 6-12, right? If we can just keep winning these rounds, we can keep gaining momentum and making Henderson scared. That's the idea, but they just gotta keep going.
But look at this. It doesn't look good. We see the Empress. We see from the shadows. It's like you can use these so proactively that I think it doesn't really matter because Hannah Montana, like, he doesn't even need to use his Empress. I'd like to see what it would look like if he did.
And it's just all falling apart for Cheltenham here. Unfortunately, Henderson just able to find the victory there. 6-13, the final score of map 1. Pretty dominant map overall from Henderson, but some good plays from Cheltenham and some good round wins.
Obviously, yeah, Henderson there really pulling it out. Hannah Montana going crazy. But this next map, it will go to Cheltenham. So that definitely could be something that really definitely could work in their favor. Seeing as I know that their split gameplay very strong. They have very good holds. We see Sun Rising on the Phoenix on that map, which I'm just going to say it. I think he performs significantly better. He has significantly better utility usage on that duelist position rather than the Sentinel. However, we are going to have to wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back in a minute with game number 2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with map number 2, and it looks like we are going to be heading on to Bind for our second map of the day. Lyle, what are your opinions on these compositions? It looks like we are about to see in action.
I mean, yeah, we're seeing a very normal composition here from Henderson, I believe, with the Cypher, Brimstone, Jet. Yoru even is now becoming pretty standard. We saw Sentinels running this during the LCQ in VCT North America. Sorry, Americas. And then we have now Cheltenham also running a fairly standard composition, but opting in for the Sage, which we also saw some other teams running. I believe Energy with Artis on the Sage.
I mean, looking at this, the weird thing to me is having Hannah Montana not on the Reyna. Since I don't think out of the, this is the 5th map we've seen this man play. I don't think we've seen this man play any other character besides Reyna this entire time. So for him to switch onto that is pretty cool.
I'm just a bit confused at changing up to the Breach. Sky is very strong on this map. I'm not sure why they chose to go with the Breach. I mean, they had the Sky being hovered. I'm interested to see how they use the Breach here, though. Because normally you really do want the Sky to be able to flash down into Fountain and Dog, into Showers, TP, and everything like that. I mean, she is very, very strong on this map, so opting in for the Breach over the Sky is a very strange choice.
It goes here.
I mean, they kind of have the info that the Sky would provide from the Cypher. So I can somewhat understand the play, but at the same time it is, as you said, a little bit weird to go with that Breach pick despite Sky being an excellent option.
Looks like we're going to see a very early fight here through Hookah and Showers.
Oh yeah, there it is. Blueberry already finding his death. Baby Soul switching up on the Sentinel position is kind of odd, but looks like it is working for him.
Yeah, opting to heal himself, probably the right play there.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely you get more.
This is very, very difficult here for Cheltenham. I mean, Henderson just pushing them from everywhere. Hannah Montana is going to find Beetlejohn. Now they have to fall back to the A site, hope to get the spike down. But there's 3 players closing in on them very quickly. And what are they choosing to do about this?
Seems like Dem is just trying to lock down B. However, that is not the play. Seeing as we have multiple people, looks like we're going to see Cheltenham pushing in to B through the spawn.
Yeah,
Definitely a weird pick.
Do they expect Dem here? There's just no way.
Okay, time for a break.
He's gonna
Lyle.
find both.
There's no way that just happened. There's no way with the classic. This man just destroyed the entire team.
I mean, just the patience from Dem, they're paying off. He knew his team had his back on the A site. He knew that his job was to just sit there on B, and he did it perfectly. Now, that is a very weird trip. I've never seen that before.
I didn't even know that was possible. I don't totally know what that's trying to hit, but I guess, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what these trips are.
No way he did that second one, right? Because that looked so odd.
They're going to be spotted here in Hookah, though, and a pick going to be found on long. Henderson already with an advantage in this round. No smokes on the side of Cheltenham. It's going to be very hard now for them to exec anywhere. Watergate going to find a nice quick scope on the Blueberry.
And Dead will just run them over with the Ares. Cheltenham doesn't know what hit him. And Watergate going for the no-scope, able to find it, bringing that second round. I mean, definitely an interesting round there.
Yeah, there's not too much to analyze there. I mean, just the buy round for Henderson and the save for Cheltenham. But still, we've seen that aggression now twice from Henderson. It looks like that is their play for this map. Just the aggression every round, trying to get good picks. And it's working so far.
What's weird to me here is that it's not even going to be a full buy from Cheltenham. They still have 2 Spectres and Judge, which is not what you want to see whatsoever. I mean, the site will be taken relatively easily. Oh, never mind. Dead finding the first 2, and he will just stim beacon out.
Yeah, Dead can't be. Oh, Hannah Montana finding one there. Dead finally getting killed, but he found way too much value in U-Haul there.
And here it is, Hannah Montana able to potentially find the shot if they do give him the angle, but it doesn't seem like that's even going to be possible. Them finding Strawberry, 3 players against 1. Can he make it happen? Beetle John, we've seen it before, however, it won't happen again. And the bonus round will go in favor of Henderson, bringing this so far. You don't like seeing this. And you know, again, these compositions, not having the sky, like you said earlier, definitely is a massive disadvantage, since you cannot heal your teammates either. Yet, it doesn't even seem to matter.
Yeah, no, they just seem to be overpowering them, both with the game plan and the gun power here. What is that trip? I'm very confused about this Cypher gameplay. You know, I've played Cypher on this map many a time, and I've never thrown anything like that. But, you know, if it works, it works. We're going to see a pretty fast A hit coming out from Cheltenham here. 2 players here for Henderson. But it looks like that's all they need. Dead finding 1. Finding a second. Dead cannot be allowed to do this again. Hannah Montana firing right back, and it's just all falling apart for Henderson. Sorry, for Cheltenham. Henderson just dominates them.
Yeah, and Hannah Montana doesn't even need to try. Sunrising trying to find the gun, however, Hannah Montana just running him down. And I'm just going to say it, with those Cypher trips we saw and how Hannah Montana was playing the game, if you're able to troll around in round number 2 of the playoffs, this is definitely going to be a team that you're going to want to watch out for.
Yeah, it looks like this Henderson side is just absolutely dominant, even dropping the Phantom there. Double operator coming out. Henderson, I think they're just having fun at this point. They know they can beat Cheltenham, even if they're not trying their hardest, which is a very big statement to make, considering Cheltenham is only 2 seeds behind them.
It just doesn't make sense to me how this is still happening in both matches. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so many one-sided matches this week. I mean, every match basically one-sided. And we're still seeing it even when these teams have played each other very close before. I mean, we saw a 13-8, 13-10 in week 4 between these 2 teams. Sure, it was in Henderson's favor, but it was nothing like this. I mean, Henderson just looks so much better than Cheltenham right now.
I mean, maybe we'll see some different kills coming out. I mean, here's Kozely finding that first. I think he realized, yeah, the controller role isn't for me when I kind of do have to be fragging out, which I'm just gonna say it. It's pretty cool to see him on something other than that Viper pick, which I think we've seen him on the primary of these games as well. Dead already finding Beetle John, bringing even more kills onto the table. And the Blade Storm's being popped, but
doesn't even need it. Blind firing onto the Cypher through the cage. Also finding the Sage. Could he find the Sky too? No, he's gonna get flashed, but no peek coming out of it. And Richard Nixon just gonna one-tap him with the Sheriff. I mean, this is ridiculous to watch. We're still seeing the double operator being held here for Henderson. Like, I don't even know what to say about this. This is just brutal.
I don't even totally hate double opping on bind, because you have so many different places on the defense where you can use it. B long, it's very powerful. You can use it A short, A showers, both work relatively well. unless you're going against some very fast-paced compositions, which you're not in the scenario. You have the rays in the
Wait.
sky, but that's about it.
Cheltenham is walking right into the double up. Oh,
Yeah, this
no,
just
no,
doesn't
no.
look too good whatsoever.
There's the first. Second should be coming anytime. The judge is going to find Sunrising with the fast flank through A. Blueberry going to fire back on Hannah Montana, but that just isn't enough. They need to be getting more kills here. Are they going to realize A is weak? No, Watergate.
They can't even get to A.
Find another.
Time to jump.
Cheltenham has been literally held off of rotating out. There is a breach up, there is a Yoru in their spawn, and there was a Brimstone orbital strike used just to force them into a position. But even now, after so much util has been used, Cheltenham has finally been able to clear out and get off the site and rotate over to A.
Yeah, that was, I think, a bit of an overcommit from Henderson there. And now Cheltenham with the advantage in this post plant, now gonna find Richard Nixon being careless. It's a 2v1. This should be a win for Cheltenham, especially with the showstopper being on the board here if they need it.
There's no way. There's no way Dem is able to bring this 1v2, especially when he has to play for the post plant. And both players know exactly what they're doing here. They're using that dog. They're going to try and get him off. And as soon as he does, Kozley's able to finish out the kill. The firing squad comes out and forces Henderson to at least give them one round.
Yeah, and also forcing Henderson to at least give them a little more respect than they currently are. Henderson, I believe now they're probably going to get their heads a little more in the game. The play was a bit strange there, putting so much pressure onto B, leaving A completely free, and they got punished for it. Cheltenham recognizing it, getting those kills they needed, and able to fall back to the A site and get a very powerful post-plant position.
I mean, going into this next round, seems like Hannah Montana's just gonna die. Yeah, there it is. Blueberry finding that kill. Very much needed if you want to try and continue this run that you are having with that first win.
And we're going to see the post plant coming out, and Cheltenham finding another 5v3 post plant now with 4 ultimates online. This should be a confirmed round in their favor.
Keyword should be, but we've already seen Thrifties come out and some other insane rounds from Cheltenham, but they've also had bad ones. We'll have to wait and see. First stun line comes through, and Watergate pushing through, finds the first one onto Kozley. He finally gets shut down.
There's no time. It's going to be another round win for Cheltenham. Very well played by them there. A pretty clean round overall. Although using up the orbital strike, I think they could have gotten away without using it there, but just sealing the round. They needed it.
Yeah, you really did need to seal that round there, because if you are in Cheltenham's shoes and you're down 6-1, it's like, oh my god. 5-2, it's winnable still, especially when you just won 2 rounds. Your eco's up, your mentality's up. Richard Nixon over here still with a sheriff. I mean, it's definitely a winnable position to bring this back.
I'm not sure why he's opting in for the sheriff. Hannah Montana has enough to buy him, and he's actually peeking down long with the sheriff, grabbing the ult orb. He should get punished here. No, he's just going to manage to squeeze out of there in time. I think Cheltenham really needed to punish that, but not able to find the right timing.
I mean, Henderson is about to run into multiple people with only 2 players remaining on the site. Definitely not when you want to see Richard Nixon able to back away. However, Kozley going to get taken down. Oh my god. Dead finding that kill. This does not look good. As we said, Henderson, they needed to bring this, and they did.
And that should just be another round for Henderson. I mean, Hannah Montana is just kind of walking into a molly there. But this looks very unwinnable for Cheltenham.
enemy
Actually,
remaining.
Sunrising able to find one, but it's
Portal
probably not
closed.
enough. I mean, the Cypher setup's still on A. The Sage is about to walk right into it.
30
Cypher's
seconds
even
left.
gonna spot him. Get the dink.
And the wall will come out. He might just use that teleport to rotate.
He's
There
going
it
to,
is.
but
However, I
yours
think
still
he might get
there.
spotted.
Oh, finding the
Oh.
kill onto Watergate, but Hannah Montana's there on the TP. Almost able to pull something out of nothing, finding the kill there, but unfortunately Hannah Montana was able to TP in time.
All right, Lyle. We're 8 rounds in. We gotta go back to our OG from last whatever. Not even OG at this point. We gotta start making this a tradition. What is the scoreline for this second map after we've seen both these teams play pretty well? What do you think it's gonna be?
I'm expecting a 13-6 once again in Henderson's favor.
You think that it's gonna be that close or that like far apart? Cause like so far it's only a 4-round deficit.
Yeah, although those 2 rounds. Oh, Hannah Montana, what was that shot? That was disgusting. The one tap onto the Sage. That is the res down. Still the
Maybe you were
Showstopper and Neural Theft available, but the Rolling Thunder for the retake, and Richard Nixon might not even need it, finding 2 on the flank. This is beautiful, but unfortunately Blueberry is going to be able to find him now. 2v4. Watergate is there following it up, and Henderson just dominant.
Nothing even happens. Henderson just walks into their spawn, says, "Oh, you thought this was your spawn? No, we're gonna kill you, A-Link." And there's nothing they can do about it.
How did Richard Nixon even get there? Did he walk down B long? Like, I didn't even notice on the minimap, but he just ended up in their spawn very early into the round, and there's just no way you expect that.
It just, I think that's the best play he's had all game too, which is kind of crazy, but it just looks so good. Henderson able to find everything, and Watergate just, it looks like he's just, oh, there it is, never mind. He's getting out, but I don't think he realized that stun hits him even when he's in his neural, whatever that even thing is called. Infinite drift, something like that. Different reality. Who knows?
I don't, maybe dimensional drift,
Yeah, that sounds right.
but Hannah Montana gonna get caught out there, and still we have the Showstopper and Reds online. This should be a round win for Cheltenham. Punishing Henderson's early mistake with the dimensional drift.
Baby is still on a very aggressive play. If he gets caught off guard here, it's not going to look good. And there it is. Richard Nixon finding first. Dem going to be able to get that second.
Oh,
Dem
no.
going crazy.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no, it's all falling apart!
And Dem finishes it in a... Okay, what was that? 4 versus 2 to 1v1? Oh my...
Yeah, no, it was a 5v2, I believe.
Dude.
It was a 5v2 post play. You cannot lose that if you're Cheltenham, especially at this big of a round deficit. Henderson should not have won that round. That was completely Cheltenham's to win, and they threw it away with just overpeaking constantly, one by one, feeding Henderson the kills.
That goes there.
You cannot afford to do that, Cheltenham.
Yes, this is
If you looked at that, that was not even close. The spike was down, but when the defuse came through, there was still 12 seconds on it.
They had so much time to work with. I mean, that was just devastating to watch. Cheltenham, I can't believe they lost that round.
Looks like we're gonna get a fight in the A short, in showers, and okay, and this just... What do we
It's
even
just
do?
all the fights are going in Henderson's favor. Hannah Montana should get punished here, and he will. The aggression just overheating a little bit there. The res gonna come out. Should be able to get off perfectly. Does, and now it's 4v4 because of Hannah Montana's mistake.
Looks like Watergate's just gonna teleport all the way away. Maybe he's gonna want to use the teleporter. Seems like that's the plan. However, a rotate comes out, so if you don't use it, you're gonna be looking pretty here. And there it is.
launching smoke.
They're going to know. Big B push is coming through. The Yoru's still on the site. However, with that camera there, they're going to realize that there's someone on the site still. Finding the first, finding the second, Watergate going insane! Watergate finding 3, Lyle, what is happening?
Yeah,
Seconds left.
there's just no way you expect Watergate to be in Octagon that late into the round. He's gonna manage to get the 4th, shooting the body. A little bit of toxicity, but honestly deserved
round
there.
before the
Watergate
switch.
just destroying them.
So, we saw Kozily top fragging that first map on the Viper. Now he's 5 and 10. Do we think that's an agent pick, or do we think Blueberry finally playing like the rank he was? Do we think Kozily's a fraud?
No, I don't
that's the
think we
question.
can call out Kozily here. I think it's just the whole of Cheltenham. I mean, honestly, they're not playing too great right now. Henderson are just dominating them. And Cheltenham have no answers. They're not coming up with anything to respond to these offensive plays on defense. Which you really don't see that much. I mean, we've seen so many times now Henderson just ending up in the Cheltenham spawn in the middle of the round. And Cheltenham still never had an answer for it besides the one round they managed to make it back to A site and get the round win.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense how Henderson is winning when these setups, I don't even think they look that amazing. We have the Breach playing in front of the Cypher setup, which it's like, shouldn't you be playing off your teammate's utility? But I don't know. It just makes no sense to me how this is happening.
Yeah, I think at this point they just realize they just need to win out their gunfights, and so far Henderson, basically every player's been able to win these 1v1s, and especially just, they have so much util still available. I mean, we have Rolling Thunder and Orbital Strike ready to go. Orbital Strike coming out early on, able to get a little bit of damage onto the Cypher, just pushing back this hit. The Rage Showstopper gonna come in, connecting. We're gonna see gunfights going out left, right, and center. Trades all over the board. 3v3 now. Neural Theft gonna spot the rotates coming in. Not enough
But the
time
spike
to
isn't down.
They need to get Spike down. Rolling Thunder can cancel the plant here.
If you really, yeah, there it is. That's gonna cancel.
the
Never
plan?
mind.
Oh, the timing is just there for Cheltenham. The beautiful shot on the Guardian. He's gonna see him in U-Haul. Now it's a 1v1. 6 HP on Blueberry. Able to find the kill. Blueberry securing the round with both the plant and the 1v1. I mean, just the timing there. So perfect for Blueberry. Honestly, lucky for him. I mean, half a second later on the plant, they lose that round. Half a second later on the peak, he's flashed and he loses that 1v1. Just very well played by Blueberry.
You really did need to get that. I mean, there's so many things that could have gone right for Henderson there. It's like, you won one round. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Obviously, it looked good, but when you're on 6 HP and you just like barely clutched a 1v1, like, and I'm just gonna say it looked like it was mostly a timing issue with the Breach having his stun out or his flash out. Richard Nixon not really knowing entirely that a peak was gonna come out there. So I don't think a comeback is too possible here. Not gonna lie.
But 9-3 curse is always on the cards here.
Of course, definitely can. Even the 11-3, you know, we've seen it happen, but
It's very hard here, especially now it's a 5v3. Brimstone needs to find this kill, unable to.
One enemy
And
remaining.
Henderson just dominating Cheltenham here. They're gonna take the pistol. That's not what you want to see if you're Cheltenham. Now they need to buy here. They can't give up 11, but the question is, will they be able to win this 4th round?
That is a very good question, which honestly I definitely could see it. We've already seen one Thrifty coming out in this half, or in this, not half, this matchup between these two teams today. But we'll see if that's going to be able to carry them with the hope, the thought process of, yeah, maybe we can get a second.
Yeah, but we really just have to see if they can pull it off or not. It's gonna be a fast B hit here through Hookah. The Cypher setup is here, so hopefully they can slow it down enough for the rotates to come in. The Bucky and Tube as well should hopefully find some value. Don't know where he is. He's gonna find one. Needs to find another. Blueberry finding one in back sight. The Bucky finds another one. It's looking good for Cheltenham, but Hannah Montana firing right back. Both
And
back
only
sight.
two shotguns.
Yeah, 2 shotguns on the board. Not ideal. They just need to play the distance.
One enemy remaining.
The Sage Wall, very questionable there. Walling up Beetlejohn, and he's gonna take the death, and that's the round lost once again. 11-3.
Oh my god, that's a lot closer than I thought it would be. I'm gonna be honest. I thought maybe we'll see Blueberry take 2 kills, but you know, they were able to find 3, and it looked somewhat close. You know, if Watergate, Hannah Montana, all of them played that wrong, they pushed through that tunnel. I think it may have been a little bit close. You know that. Playing those close range against shotguns, it doesn't work too well. But at this point, we see a very, very slow buy here. It's very inconsistent based on players. We see some classics, we see some Spectres, but 2 rifles could be enough to take the round. Who knows?
Yeah, we have to see. Cheltenham need this round win. It's not starting off good for them with Hannah Montana finding the pick on Blueberry. They're gonna commit to the A hit here. Hannah Montana finding another. Beetlejohn shooting back though. Hannah Montana just flying around the area, managing to take heaven control somehow. And now it's a 3v2 in the post plant.
Both players, however, playing in lamps. Kozley's going to be able to find Richard Nixon off of some over-aggression. However, is that enough?
There's just no way you expect Hannah Montana here, right?
I mean, maybe, because you have to be holding
One
your hand.
enemy remaining.
You really do. But Dem's going to be able to find that first, which is not what you want to see whatsoever. With the Spectre in hand, 120 HP. He's going to take the 1v1 against Dem. Able to likely find it. Never mind. Dem puts him on match point. Lyle, what is happening? I thought this was going to be significantly close in that first map. After we saw, it didn't look too good. However...
Henderson just outgunning Cheltenham right now. Hannah Montana 20-5. The 4.0 KD is ridiculous. And Blueberry really the only one getting significant damage in these rounds. You know, 13-13, just barely staying neutral. And the rest of Cheltenham is all negative. With only 2 people negative on the side of Henderson.
And you look at this. You look at the utility on both sides. It looks relatively even. Both teams have the neural theft available. However, it's so much better for the attackers to have it. It shows you exactly who is on what site. It gives you that option to rotate relatively easily. Richard Nixon, however, going to get taken down, and the neural theft will come out. Dead going to be taken down. We still have not seen Dem able to pull his off, however, and it's going to give so much info. Watergate playing in this elbow area. He's gonna get caught off guard, I think. Never mind. Lyle, what is happening? How did you know?
I don't know how he managed to find that kill. He's gonna find another on the Blueberry, finding his way back into this round now. Could he find more? This round could be all on Watergate, just finding these kills. He notices the trip here, gets caught out, but finds another. It's a 1v1 for the map. For their playoff spot.
Both players very low, however. And Jed doesn't get the timing!
Baby Soul keeping their playoff dreams alive. Just barely. And Cheltenham given another chance.
Did you not realize that the spike could be dropped under heaven? I don't understand why you peek out there.
Who knows? But it cost them the round. And we're now brought to 12-4. With Cheltenham once again staring into the eyes of defeat. Can they keep themselves alive?
I mean, 2 ultimates on the side of Henderson here. You know, you have a decent pool of abilities, while, you know, Cheltenham, they had to use that neural theft last round, so they don't really have anything to help them. Richard Nixon on the edge of death, and there is Sunrising able to find him. Hannah Montana with the rifle, with the blade storm already popped, I believe. So it probably, yeah, there it is. It will have to be invested at some point this round unless it gets taken down. But the spray!
Yeah, everything just falling apart there. There's no way Watergate can do this. He's just gonna get out of there with this gun. Definitely the right play.
He wants to find one though. He's going heaven.
They know exactly where he is. Now, 12-5. We're gonna see a save round coming in, or at least a half by them opting to buy. Don't think that's the right choice. There we go. Going over to the Sheriff. We're gonna see the eco. Henderson hoping to close it out next round.
I mean, you're saying that, but we've seen how good Hannah Montana and Richard Nixon have been with a Sheriff. So I would not put this round off the table just yet.
I mean, a thrifty round to win the series would be a very sad way to see it go for Cheltenham. But Henderson could definitely do it.
I mean, this does look good. Henderson, you know, they might bring this to 12-6. And at that point, it's gotten competitive enough where both teams can say, you know, we had a good season. We made it relatively far. However, you don't want this to be how it ends, losing 13-5.
I mean, we're gonna see the B hit. B hit's gonna come out. Cypher in elbow, Sky and CT. No one on site. Now the rotates are gonna start coming in. The hit needs to come out this instant, but the smokes are not there.
Yeah, but oh yeah, the Brim is still on A. He can't get the reach off yet.
30
Smokes need to come
Sunrising
in.
just going to be able to find everything. Hannah Montana gets stunned and he can't do anything. Baby Soul finding the kill. Watergate going to be able to back this up a little bit. However, it just does not look possible. Beetle John finding dead and Sunrising going for so much. Flash comes out, however, it is not enough. 11 seconds. Can Watergate make anything work? No, he cannot.
Yeah, just a bit of miscommunication there. Brimstone staying behind on A, unable to get the smokes down for his team, now giving Cheltenham another round win. They're in the exact same position they were in last game, 12-6.
I mean, it's still possible, you know. We could see a situation of sorts. Maybe we see Kozoli show up a little bit like how we saw it last match, bring those kills in, but right now it seems like it's just going to be another round that will look good. Cheltenham has a bit of a setup here. Oh, never mind. Hannah Montana jumping in with the judge, able to find the first kill, but Baby Soul is going to be able to trade it out immediately. There's a Rolling Thunder and the Slow Orb coming down. However, it won't matter. Richard Nixon finding that first kill. Blueberry getting that showstopper out. What is happening, Lyle? This is too
This is Valorant. This is Valorant. We're seeing ult after ult, ability after ability. The site hit's gonna get cancelled. Now rotating over to B in a 2v2 post plant. Cheltenham, this is for all the marbles. They need to get this round.
Oh, but will Dead catch them off guard here? He peeks out and they're not ready for it. That might be it.
Feels like a replay of the piss around here. Can Dem do it again?
Last player standing.
Dem finds the first onto Blueberry. One more kill. Does it happen? Yes, it does. Henderson taking the series so dominantly. They are going to be going on to play the number 2 seed in the league next week, South PIEA. Will that be a similar thing with a dominant fashion for Henderson, or will it be a little bit more competitive? I'm hoping for that second option, but you know what? I think Cheltenham played amazingly here. They had an amazing performance. Lyle, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, you know, shout out to Cheltenham. They tried their best, just unable to close out the maps. I mean, I think there's a lot of hope for that team in the future. They just got to keep working, you know, keep playing together, keep improving, and, you know, they can come back stronger either in the spring fling or next year's regular fall season. But Henderson now going up against South Fayette next week, I think that's going to be a very close match. I mean, we've seen South Fayette have barely scraped out both of their series now with 2-1 victories, especially over New Hope Salisbury, 13-10, 13-11 were their 2 map wins. So I think the Henderson South Fayette game is a must-watch if that is streamed.
Well, you got to take into account, all right? What would be a better match? Lower Moreland versus CB South or South Fayette versus Henderson? Because
I think they're both incredible games.
Those look good. I mean,
both of those games look very powerful. And I mean, maybe we can get all the quarters streamed. We'll see.
That is the hope. That is the hope. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been CherryJ. Lyle is here with me, and we have had the amazing honor of casting for you today on a Saturday. Have a great weekend. Have a great Christmas. Great holidays. You know, everyone's, thank you for stopping by the stream when, you got family in town. You got all that. We will see you hopefully next week with the quarterfinals.